Hello, friends. I recently wrote a post on the Living A Course in Miracles page and got a good bit of attention, and I thought maybe I would share something sort of to extend some of the things I alluded to. So, as Antichrist, it's part of my job, or part of how it works, that I need to change my body on a metaphysical level to change the cosmos in a corresponding way. So I spend a lot of time modeling different concepts and discovering kind of gradually getting closer and closer to the truth of how it really is going to be and what's required of me, and that sort of thing. And lately I've been doing some very simple, very abstract modeling with just the colors red and blue and purple. Basically, red is bad and blue is good. And the way I see our world now, it is that we have a God which has a dominant, I've sort of sometimes call them entities, has the predominant part of which is good and love and blue, and there's about a quarter of the size of that is a part which would represent Satan, or evil in the world, a red part. And I just want to communicate what I've just discovered about purple, which is a combination of blue and red. And I'm just going to ignore, I'm only talking about this world, the material world that we all share right now. Even though, in my opinion, in the right way to look at the events, what happens in this world is really a sideshow, or it's not the main event. Like, the main event is the new world that is to be, wherein we'll all be living together peacefully and free of suffering. But this world is going to get a makeover too. It's going to turn into what I call true dark fourness, and I'm not going to explain that here, the name. But basically, I've figured out that we can make this place a lot better by just by tinkering with the blue and red, particularly by making the red into purple. And I'm going to tell you the two different ways that applies. And then I realized toward the end of it that, like, if I were to see this world as already being, already presenting with these purple characteristics of both good and bad, I'd be seeing the world just as, like, the most advanced spiritual teachings would have me see it. So it's really beautiful, the transformation. But anyway, so purple is basically equal parts red and blue, but it's not precisely. It's in every instance of purple, I think of them as being basically rays that incite upon the world and cause events. Or on the flip side, the other thing that red is used for in my modeling in this world is to represent the energy stored, or the energy of error, of sin, or of error. So that would be in our new forness, our new worlds down here, that will be that will also be purple. But it's subtly different kinds. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that actually the blue and red aren't precisely equal. The quantity of one asymptotically approaches the quantity of the other. So that means, for mathematics, like when you have a curve that just forever goes up or to the side or whatever and gets slowly closer and closer to some other fixed line, it's said to asymptotically approach that line. Like, look up the graph of y equals 1 over x. Then you have the x and y axes as asymptotes of that curve. So basically they're so close to being balanced as for it to be inconsequential, but there still is ultimately one that is greater than the other. And the one that I have spent most time thinking about is when the red is dominant, because I'm thinking, how do you get to purple from red? And so it's just add blue and add blue and add blue and add blue and keep doing it forever. You're never going to get up to the same amount. But that's still how it works. That's it makes me think a lot of what recovery is for addiction and whatnot. The whole idea of always getting better and better, incorporating more and more of what is good, what is of God, but never reaching the destination, so to speak. So I guess I may as well show this because I took the time to draw it out. I mean, this is just the two purples. You could, it's meant to be a subtle difference, but I hope it might be too small to see that on this one, the red sticks out further, and then the blue comes up to meet it. So the red is dominant here, the blue is dominant here. So so what I think of as happening now is that there are events that take place that are evil or unpleasant, or call it what you will, bad things that happen. And those come through this special subset of God, which you might call the devil. I call it the Leviathan. And so I was claiming, I was a little, I was pretty sure of, when I wrote that post the other day, that I was portraying as accurately as I could in the moment, what the relationship will be on this world, once this world transitions to what it's meant to be, which again I call true dark fourness. And I didn't need to say that. So I was feeling a little uncomfortable that I was claiming that even after that event there will still be evil and sin here, and because I expect people to disagree with that, but I can pretty much show it. And remember, this is applying only to this world down here, not to the new world. So that's why it has that, you could say, surprising. So what I have come up with is that red will be replaced by purple in the domain of events of, evil happening in the world. And what that means is just simultaneous good and bad. And in this case, it's red dominant, so the bad outweighs it, but just barely. It's basically something bad happening, but the good of that event, of the situation, comes ever so close to making up for it, to justifying it, you could say. But the very same beams or particles of redness, or in this case purpleness, the same particles that now create evil will be transformed into purple to create this conjoined good and evil event thing. And so what I'm getting at is that in the same situation in which at present the part of God that I call the Leviathan would emit these bad events, the events will still be emitted, which basically amounts to we're still going to have death. It's not going to be down here like such it will change our perspective and our happiness tremendously. Basically, we'll all be enlightened, free of suffering. But the basic facts about how life works and what's necessary for this or such and such to happen remain there. So, and then the other side of what I use red for, to indicate a particle formed by sin or error, that I found is actually also purple here, and it's this other purple, the one that's blue dominant. So what that means is that people will continue to, on the face of it, appear to sin. I am tentatively calling it pseudosin, which is to say create these particles, but they'll be purple particles instead of red, and the blue part will be dominant. So basically, sin will be worth it. the whatever it is that drives you to sin, the thing that you're going for, the desire you have, the state that you're trying to attain, and never ultimately will, under the current order of things, under the new order of things, you actually will get a net benefit from that. But there's still the red part. There's still some sort of harm there, or it wouldn't be a sin in the first place. So there is some sort of harm, but the the experience in your consciousness of doing that will seem worth it, will be worth it. And so I think, furthermore, that these two sets of red particles are connected. Like, I kind of picture for each red or purple, for each purple that there is in the emitting events category of purple particles, there is a corresponding one for the committing sin, pseudosin. And so it's like they're being like twisted apart. I guess I'm just trying to say, what I'm trying to get to is that they're the same sets of objects. It's just on the one side the blue is dominant, on the other the red is dominant, but they're ultimately the same thing. The sins committed and the negative events transpired. So I think that's all I need to say. Is sorry that this was I guess I don't need to apologize. I'm in the I'm more or less in the habit of making videos like this of my metaphysical models, but my presentation skills I don't feel like are very refined, and it always ends up taking a lot longer than I want it to. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this sheds light on what I said in that post a few days ago, which is really my driving intention, is to shed light on that. Okay, thank you.